Now let's talk to Dr. Adejo Arome. He's the first Vice President, National Association Resident Doctors, NARD. He joins us now from Abuja. Thank you for joining us. And I want to begin also with the plight we're seeing and the number of health care workers, the frontline workers who are contracting COVID-19. What do you think is responsible? The earlier doctor we spoke to from Ekiti said that it's inadequate PPEs and the likes and improper physical distancing even in the hospitals. What's your take?
Thank you very much. Good evening to our viewers at home. I must tell you that the morals among we doctors is very, very low at this point in time. It's so disheartening that the number of health workers being infected with COVID-19 is increasing daily, and it seems nothing is being done to reduce this number. And apart from that, I just heard that this evening that almost all the doctors in UCH pediatric department are infected. Dash Lafia, almost all the doctors there are infected. It's like that every day. In fact, right now, I believe that every doctor in clinical practice right now should have been exposed to COVID-19. I was on treatment, though I didn't have the test done because I couldn't have access to the test. Well, my distinguished colleague has done justice to it. Apart from personal protective equipment, what I feel is one of the major things causing this is that patients don't come out truthfully to tell us their symptoms, because almost everybody now knows what are the symptoms of COVID-19. They will go to one hospital, the doctor there will tell them that this is what he's suspecting. They will run away, go to another one, praying and thinking to hear another diagnosis. I think this is wrong, and I think it is high time that the federal government step up and bring up policies that will make it unlawful for patients and their relatives to come to the hospital and lie to doctors, because by so doing, they are currently exposing us, exposing our families. And to even think of it, we have no insurance, and our hazard allowance is just mere 5,000 naira. It's pathetic and it's very sad.
I have two other theories to bring to your notice. And one is that we hear the presentation of COVID-19 is not as straightforward as in the second wave. Can you tell us a bit more about that?
The truth is that there are some unique issues that is common to both. But you see, with viral illnesses, it cannot be specific. Yeah, presentation can differ depending on the person's strength, depending on the person's inbuilt immunity. Someone who has strong immunity, the presentation will be quite different from the ones that have low one. So, as I said, in the pandemic, every patient coming into your consulting room is suspected to have COVID-19 until proven otherwise. But the truth is, when we don't have everything that we need to work with, you don't expect the doctor that is treating the patient not to examine the patient. And you go to some hospitals, they give a doctor one face mask for 2 days. You don't even have gloves. You keep on writing prescription for patients to buy gloves. You as a doctor, you will feel bad. Some people don't even have food to eat. So why should you be writing them prescription to be buying gloves? So based on your human sympathy, at the end of the day, you will forget what it takes to keep yourself safe. And by so doing, you end up exposing yourself. And once one of us get them exposed, you end up exposing more than 4,000 patients, because doctor-patient ratio in this country is 1:4,500 and something. So you see, so once a doctor is being infected, it goes round. You spread it round. You take it home to your wife, to your kids, to your parents. So as I said, it's so pathetic, and I pray we'll do something against it.
Now, you know, I said we had two theories. The second theory is that some of the tests, come out negative for people that have the symptoms. Do you think that perhaps the PCR isn't picking all of the variants that point to COVID-19?
No, I don't think so, because most times, like now, if I'm having the symptoms, it takes me time to come to the hospital, and it takes the NCDC time to come and take sample. It also takes them almost 2 weeks to release the result. So during this time, a patient who has been infected could become well due to his strong innate immunity or because he's on treatment. So, well, I cannot rule out the fact that, yes, there might be some false negative and false positive, but to be candid, I feel that most times it's the delay in taking those test samples that make the results negative. And as I said, almost every doctor in clinical practice has been exposed. And I can tell you that more than 70% of us have been infected, because we don't do tests, so we don't know. You cannot just come and tell me that the rate of infection is low when you are not doing enough tests.
Finally, and briefly, if you can tell us, are you optimistic that the vaccines are coming at the end of January?
Well, I am not a government official. The only thing I will say is that I pray it comes at the end of January, because we need it now. And apart from that, as I said, the morale among we doctors is very low. We're having our NEC next week, and I will tell you that arising from that NEC, it might not be good news if something drastic is not done. We are trained in school to remove ourselves from danger first, but presently we are being exposed to danger, because if you don't remove yourself from danger first, there's no how you can take care of your patient. So I pray it comes, and I'm not a government official, so I can't tell you specifically if it's coming or not. But I believe that when they say something, they should live up to it.
We appreciate your time. A frontline worker, Dr. Adejo Arome, the first Vice President, NARD. Thank you for joining us, and stay safe.
It's my pleasure, ma'am.